Now, I'm going to start this by asking the great Anpu to guide my frustration correctly, okay? Because we're about to get into an Anubis rant and to clear up some information. Because I was on the good old internet and I was seeing a page that was dedicated, quite literally dedicated to Anubis, that was speaking about how most of what people have heard about Anubis is incorrect and that he's not the god of the underworld, but instead Osiris is, and that Anubis is the god of protection and guiding lost souls. Okay, now this is true, but what we need to understand here is that Anubis is more ancient than Osiris. And it was when Osiris's cult rose that Anubis's role switched. We must not forget that it was Osiris's second destruction by his brother Set, okay, that led Anubis to the invention of mummification and embalming, okay? Before this, before that second destruction, Osiris was a god of agriculture, okay? So before this, Anubis was the god of the underworld. He was the god of the dead. Anubis was so ancient and so important to the ancient Egyptians that when Osiris's cult rose, they did not write off Anubis like he never existed. Instead, they switched his roles to still be able to honor him, rewrote his origin story, if you will, okay? And that is very important to understand, especially if you want to understand anything about this multifaceted deity. Now, we're going to read from the book, okay? Because reading is fundamental. And when you have pages that are dedicated to the gods, it is important that you're reading books that are based in and reference historical material and not just something you found on TikTok, okay? Because real factual information is important because there's so much misinformation out there. And when you are following a page, you expect the information to be authentic and fucking correct. Okay, we can call a spade because I am a Sagittarius sun, an Aquarius moon, and a Virgo rising, and I want, as well as my Mercury conjunct Pluto, I want factual information. And I believe people should be learning factual information. So we're going to read, okay? Now, these contradictions are abundantly clear in the origin myths of Anubis. Plutarch wrote that Anubis was the offspring of Osiris and Nephthys, although he was raised by Osiris and Isis. But a little research turns up writings that claim he is much, much older than many of these other deities. In these sources, he is referenced as the son of Ra and Haset, or even Ra and Bast, feline goddess of perfume, dance, and passion, and a protectress of Ra. Okay? So it's very clear. And also, you guys can Google this information. You can Google what is Anubis's original origin story. Okay? You can Google it, or you can read it in books. All right? Now, I hope I cleared some things up for you guys, and everyone has a great day.